Hey, what's up, High Level Gaming? It's Snorlax891, and this is part 17 of my Pokemon Fire Red walkthrough. In the last episode, we battled our way through Route 11, and in this episode, we're going to be tackling Route 9, the route east of Cerulean City. That's just some extra training before we take on Lieutenant Surge's gym. Before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, there are a couple things I missed in the last one that we're going to take care of right here. The first one was this guy. I forgot to fight him in the last episode. He has a Poliwhirl and a Horsea, I believe. So make sure you bring plenty of awakenings, because when I was fighting him and training my Pokemon in and around this route, they kept putting me to sleep, and I would wake them back up, and then I would immediately get put back to sleep again. It was awful. So make sure you bring plenty of awakenings. The second thing I forgot is there's a rare candy somewhere up in that area. That's about right up there. So go and get that if you're interested. Now, I did some training in between this episode and the last one, so you'll notice that Shrooms is now at level 23, Mr. Fish is level 15, everybody else is 24 and 25. So, Shrooms is one level away from evolving, so we're gonna get him to Parasect in this episode. By the way, this is actually post commentary, unfortunately, because when I recorded this episode like an idiot, I forgot to press record sound on my recording system, my recording software rather, and so I spent like half an hour just talking to no one. So that's awesome. And I spent a really long time here just looking at my Pokemon. I forget why. I think I was talking about something. Probably the training I did in the last episode. Anyway, excuse me while I take a drink of this delicious water. Gotta keep the throat moist. That's what she said. Yeah, there's a rare candy in one of these areas. I think it's the one over on the left, but I don't remember exactly which. So, before we head up to Cerulean City, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're checking the map. Sorry guys. Checking the map here. Just making sure we know where we're going. We also haven't conquered Saffron City's gym yet. We haven't been there. We're gonna have to unlock that area. I'm sorry, this commentary. Please be patient with me for this commentary. I'm really out of practice. This episode is going up a lot later than I intended it to, like months afterwards. And this guy says he's thirsty, so we're gonna have to get him something to drink at some point. He should have come more prepared with some delicious water, like me. Fancy. Alright, let's hop on our bike here and get through this tunnel. On our way to Route 9. So yeah, what have you guys been doing lately? While we, just to fill the air while I'm traveling to Route 9, it's kind of silent and awkward. What have you guys been doing lately? Have you been playing video games? What have you been playing? And have you been enjoying yourselves? So we're gonna put Shrooms up front here, because this next picnicker I believe has Oddishes on her team, if I remember correctly. And I was just checking right here to see if any of my Pokemon knew Flash yet, but of course they don't know Flash yet, because they haven't, I haven't beaten Lieutenant Surge yet. So, that's a thing. Yeah, I'm checking if I have the TM for Flash like an idiot. Yeah, it's been a long time since I played, so forgive me. It had been a long time when I recorded this episode, at least. And let's fight you, finally. You have Pokemon with you. You're mine. That's kind of creepy. Like, if we haven't even introduced ourselves yet. We haven't been to dinner or anything. And I was right, she has an Oddish. So Shroom should be able to take her out without too much of a problem. I feel like Paris and Parasect are very underrated Pokemon. Oh, see, that's the sleep. There's sleep powder. That's why you should always have some awakenings with you. Anyway, I feel like Paris and Parasect are some very underrated Pokemon, and they don't get as much love as they should. So try and give Paris and Parasect some love, because later in this episode, Paris is gonna start owning. Another sip of water, excuse me. Delicious. So yeah, couple cuts and that Oddish goes down pretty easily, and we get 300 experience points for it. And she has a Bellsprout. So I'm just gonna stay in for Shrooms here. Stay in with Shrooms, rather. I could go out to COD 4 or Black Ops, either Pidgeotto or Charmeleon, but Shrooms really needs experience. I really want him to evolve. So we're gonna stay in and sweep her team. Hooray! Hooray for Shrooms. Hooray for Parasect. The Shrooms. What am I even saying now? I'm just rambling. And I was contemplating switching there, but I don't. Because Shrooms is awesome and he can deal with this himself. Excuse me, guys. And we've been stun spored, which sucks. That's gonna come into play later, and it's really annoying. It's always so awesome when you stun spore the other guy, but when you get stun spored yourself, it's just such a hassle. Like stun spore, protect, and supersonic are like 3 of the worst moves in the entire game. And the whole new crap with like poison not affecting you outside of battle anymore, like what is up with that? I guess it's not like new, but it's still fairly new with the newer generations. I don't know, I haven't really played. I've seen stuff. I've seen Let's Plays of Black and White, and I'm in the process of watching a Let's Play for Black and White 2, but I haven't bought a Pokemon game since 3rd gen, rather. And apparently I deceived her somehow. Like, what, am I wearing a mask? And I pull it off, and suddenly it's like, I'm Morgan Freeman. This penguin has made it. Like, what? Is that a thing? And she's telling me the obvious, that I'll need Flash to get through Rock Tunnel, but I don't intend to go through Rock Tunnel without Flash yet. And here we pick up Aerial Ace. I really like this move. It's really fast. It doesn't do, like, I believe it only does 40 damage, but it's still super fast. I believe it's a priority move, and it never misses, so teach that to your flying Pokemon. Like, yeah, it's got. And I was just looking at my moves like a noob. It's like, what? Oh, that's right. I need to actually go into my bag and select the TM to use it. Focus. And right here, I don't know what I was doing. I was like looking at my Pokemon for a really long time, so I had to cut a bunch of it out. I don't know, I'm just sitting there staring at them. I completely forgot what I was talking about at this point, but it was obviously something that needed to be said. Oh wait, it might have been when the flying ant was doing stuff. There was a flying ant in my room when I was recording this episode, and it was like crawling all over my other computer screen and landing on me and landing on my computer screen that I was playing on. It was really distracting. So that might have been what I was talking about right here. Anyway, I think we're gonna get out of this soon. I might be trying to remember, like, what I was trying to do. I think I might have forgotten what I was doing. But here we go. I'm gonna go into my bag and go into my TM case and finally find Aerial Ace. Get my act together after derping around for so long. So yeah, let's teach that to COD 4, my Pidgeotto. I believe we get rid of Tackle for it. Let's get rid of Tackle. Yeah, we get rid of Tackle for it. I don't need Tackle anymore. I'm a high enough level that it's of no use to me. Aerial Ace is just a better move all around. No, so there we go. We taught Aerial Ace to Pidgeotto. Really, again, really solid flying type move. Really fast. A priority move. And this guy was awesome. He was like the Canadian hiker. He was like, I was bored, eh? Let's battle, eh? I don't wish to harm you, so I won't. The end. And he's got a Machop as always. I believe he had like the standard hiker fare, like Machop, Geodude, and Geodude. And we're gonna get Seismic Tossed, which kinda sucks. Takes us down to 15 hit points, but we hit back with Leech Life, which does not much of anything. So I believe we switch out here into Carlos. No, we switch out into COD 4, okay. That makes sense as well. I feel like I use Carlos way too much. Like, he's awesome, but I feel like I use him way too much and the other Pokemon in my party don't get enough attention. It's ridiculous. Carlos, I believe, ends up higher level than everybody else in my party during this episode. Oh, excuse me. Right there. Now we're switching over to Carlos. The beast in purple skin, I guess you could call him. Oh no, he has an Onix, a Machop and an Onix, so at least he doesn't have like a billion Geodudes and one Machop and maybe a Graveler like most hikers have. He actually has something different and interesting, because I like Onix. You know, it's one of those classic first-gen Pokemon. Brock had one, even though Brock hardly did anything. Like, he hardly sent out his Pokemon during the series. He hardly battled. All his Pokemon were just like sitting in their Pokeballs, probably like the whole series, just like dying of boredom, and their legs, if they had any, were shriveling up, and and this guy is supposed to be a Pokemon breeder. And apparently we had Guts standing up to him there, eh? Can I go out through here? Just be back by bedtime. Okay. So that's awesome. We met a Canadian hiker in the Kanto region. There we go. Lost my train of thought there for a second. He's the Canadian hiker, not the Kanto hiker. And this guy's got more standard hiker fare, like a Geodude and stuff. So this should be pretty easy to take out. We'll just send Carlos out here, and he can double kick them to death. Shouldn't take very long at all. Yeah, speaking again of using Carlos all the time, I've noticed that, like, going through my playlist of these videos, these Fire Red walkthrough videos, Carlos is in like 99% of them. Okay, maybe 90. He's in like 90% of the thumbnails, is what I was trying to say. And Shroom's got up a level, which is good, because that means he's going to evolve. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this guy is Hiker Alan Rickman, as you can see. I know his name's just Hiker Alan, but he's Hiker Alan Rickman. He's like, Mr. Potter. Oh my god, terrible jokes, terrible jokes. Good water. I gotta start, like, rationing it now, because I've still got, what, we're like 14 minutes in. Yeah, like we're about halfway into the commentary, and I've got like a third of a cup left of water, and we defeated Hiker Alan Rickman. Hello, Alan Rickman. Oh, as Shrooms evolves, which is awesome. He's finally evolving into Parasect, which leaves Pidgeotto and Charmeleon, and Magikarp. Yeah, I forgot about Magikarp, even though I love Magikarp, and Gyarados. So that leaves only Magikarp, Pidgeotto, and Charmeleon to evolve. So they still need to evolve, and then we'll get our fifth Pokemon, rather our sixth Pokemon, in a later episode. And he says us hardy guys always laugh. I was kind of derping around here for a bit before I grabbed that burn heal. But it's a good thing we have that burn heal now. Blaine would be proud of us. I love you, Blaine. I love you. And now let's fight this bug catcher. And he's like, go, my super bug Pokemon! So he must have something awesome, right? Like a Beedrill, or a Scyther, or a Pinsir. Right? Something awesome. If he's got like super bug Pokemon and... Oh. Never mind then. And we'll send out our paralyzed and half-health Parasect to battle this level 20 Caterpie. We'll paralyze it. Get on more equal grounds. Actually, it's not equal. Parasect is light years ahead of Caterpie anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong, Caterpie and its evolutions are solid Pokemon. Butterfree especially, but at this level, Parasect still kicks Caterpie's butt. As you can see, we gain most of our health back with that leech life, with those leech lives. But also, which is good. And now he's got a Weedle. Like, what the heck, dude? You're letting us down here. At the before the fight, you said you had super bug Pokemon. These aren't super bug Pokemon. They're first form, catchable in like the third route, fodder type Pokemon. Like, they're hardly even worth Parasect's time. Excuse me, guys, I got a cough again. A little bit of tickle in my throat. That is what she said. And he has a Venonat, which is at least, like, better than Caterpies and Weedles. It's actually something different and something pretty decent. Because I enjoy Venonat and I enjoy Venomoth. I think a lot of first gen Pokemon are pretty awesome. You know, you got Butterfree, you got Venonat, you got the really cool ones you can get into, which are Beedrill. Well, you got Beedrill, and then you got the really cool ones. You got Pinsir and Scyther. I always try to get a Scyther. Like, when I finally figured out the formula to like catch a Scyther on certain days during the bug catching contest in Goldenrod. Oh gosh, I like wrote it down. I was so happy because I always tried to catch like a Scyther or a Pinsir, and because whoever caught a Scyther or a Pinsir would usually win. But then you got those times, if my tongue is like derping out on me or something. And we've got Camper Drew here. What did he draw? Ha. Ha. Yeah, really bad joke. Anyway, and then if any of you, I'm sure some of you guys out there played like Pokemon Gold and Silver, like second generation bug Pokemon. What am I saying? God, I can't talk today. Second generation Pokemon games. There we go. You'll know what I'm talking about. Because like sometimes you got these crazy like bug contest winners, like you catch the most awesome Pinsir or the most awesome Scyther or the most awesome Beedrill ever, and then it's like, no, it's based on, because the bug Pokemon contests were based on level, like whoever caught the highest level Pokemon would win. And it took me a while to figure that out when I was a kid. But anyway, you'd catch like some amazing Scyther or Pinsir or Beedrill, and then it'd be like, you get 3rd place. 1st place is Bug Catcher, you know, whatever, with his Kakuna, or like with his Caterpie or Metapod, and it's like, what the heck? I just caught like a Pokemon that's like light years above those. Above your Caterpie and your Metapod and your Kakuna and your Weedle. But no, they give the victory to the Pokemon with the highest level, even though the Beedrill or the Pinsir that you caught could probably kick that Pokemon into next Tuesday. It's crazy. And here, I hope you've noticed Parasect kicking some major Pokemon behind in this, while I've been talking about the Pokemon bug catching contest in the background. Because we poison the Sandshrew and we leech life it and we cut it, and even though he's hitting us with a lot of sand attacks, he dies anyway. So yeah, for all you Paras and Parasect haters out there, Leroy, Parasect and Paras can actually kick some major behind. Excuse me. Sorry guys, some like little Norton thing popped up on my screen while I was recording. It was getting in the way. And here's where the paralysis and the accuracy drops start messing with us a bit. It's like I keep getting paralyzed, and then when I can attack, my attacks don't hit. Oh, excuse me. It was really annoying, but luckily my leech life saves me there. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have to switch out here. Yeah, we gotta, I don't want Shrooms to faint. And here I was just talking about how awesome Shrooms is now that it's a Parasect, and how awesome Paras and Parasect are in general. And, you know, they're still awesome, but sometimes, but no Pokemon is invincible, so sometimes you just gotta withdraw them and send in Carlos. Who, again, I know I keep saying this, but he really seems to be like the go-to Pokemon right now. Like, when I'm in a pinch, it's like, oh, send out Carlos, he'll take care of it. And I really hope that that's not always the case, because he's getting kind of high in levels when you compare him to the rest of my team. He's 26, and Magikarp is only like 15. Mr. Fish, so I'm gonna have to train him up after this. I'm gonna have to train him up in between episodes. And he says, "Are you off to Rock Tunnel too?" No, I'm just going down this route for no reason. I'm never going to Rock Tunnel ever in my life, ever. Hate that. Like, and, oh, watch me fail like a million times trying to get this berry. I just keep like riding right over it. It's like, I'm sure by the time I actually pick it up, it'll be like so crushed it actually turns into like fruit juice. Who wants that? Like a berry that's been ridden over by some kid on a bike like a billion times. Here we've got a Geodude. This is just a normal old hiker with all the same stuff. Dry throat a little bit. Let me take a sip of water. And unfortunately our poison powder missed there, so let's try and paralyze it. But unfortunately we get magnituded, but it's not very effective because it's a ground move and Parasect is part bug. So ha ha ha, Geodude. But I think eventually he knocks me out. Yeah, we get down to 9 hit points, and we're paralyzed, and I think he goes for the, oh, what is it? No, we're switching out. We're switching out to Black Ops. I think we get knocked out later, though. I think Parasect, unfortunately, gets knocked out. Oh, and watch this, Boom! Down to the orange, down to like a third of my health. Down to like a third of Black Ops' health, rather. And Metal Claw does not do as much as I would like it to. Any Mud Sports, it's like, You could have just taken me out right there, but no, you're gonna weaken electricity's power. So we get a chance to do another Metal Claw, which brings him down to real... Oh, here's where Black Ops gets knocked out. It was Black Ops that got knocked out, not Parasect. Yeah. He takes a rock throw to the knee, and now he has to become a guard. Oh, poor Black Ops, I'm so sorry. But, once again, it's Carlos to the rescue with the double kick. And it hit one time, and Geodude fainted. That's just how awesome Carlos is. And he's got another Geodude. That's such a surprise. If I remember correctly, he has like all Geodudes. It's ridiculous. So double kick, and down. Just knocking out Geodudes like a boss. Carlos is amazing. He's just that awesome. And he's got him a chop, so that's different at least. It's not just Geodude, like a lot of the other hikers. He's actually got some variety on his team. Not that it'll make any difference because Carlos knows Peck, and that should be a 2-hit KO. Because it's super effective. And his one chance of getting damage in on me, and he goes for Focus Energy. Like, I can understand if you're really beefy and you can take as many hits as you want before hitting back, but if you're just gonna die in the next turn, then there's no point in using Focus Energy. Hiker Bryce. Gosh. Well, anyway, from that fight, this is pretty much the, what was I saying? This is pretty much the last, trainer battle in Route 9. I think I missed one guy, actually. I went back to heal. Like, I healed up at the Pokemon Center at the end of this route, and then I went back to heal, and I ran in front of him, and it's like, whoa, you're battling me. So yeah, I think I missed one guy in this episode, and I'll try and make sure I fight him in the next one. But up ahead is Route 10, and eventually the power plant, but that is neither here nor there, and apparently I'm patronizing her. So we're gonna have to show her the error of her ways. No accusing people of patronizing you, Picnicker Caitlin, with a Meowth. I hate these types of trainers. As you can see, I had Mr. Fish up front because Parasect Shroom's already evolved, so it's time for Mr. Fish to start gaining some experience and getting more progress on his path to becoming a Gyarados. And our first use of Aerial Ace here takes down about half health. Not bad, considering we're only one level above this Meowth. 169 experience points for both of them. That's awesome. And we defeated Picnicker Caitlin, and apparently we're too much, giggity. Oh, excuse me guys, I've just been coughing a lot in this episode. Throat's kinda dry. And here we are at the end of Route 9, and I was just confirming that we were in fact on Route 9 and Route 10. So here we are on Route 10. This is about the end of this episode. There's a Personberry down here. In the next episode, we will be taking on Lieutenant Surge's gym, so stay tuned for that, everybody. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.